This is Bio Chapter 7. Today we'll be discussing the remaining non-communicable diseases and the prevention of non-communicable diseases. First, genetic disorders. Genetic disorders are also called non-genital disorders. These are the defects which are inherited from the parents. The two common genetic disorders are hemophilia and thalassemia. In hemophilia, the blood clotting becomes very slow due to the lack of some blood clotting factors. Basically, we know what blood clotting is. Whenever there is an injury to the body, internally or externally, the blood flows out, and this is not good for the body. It is not acceptable for the body. So blood clotting will take place. That is some cells will cover up the leakage point, the wound in the sense, and the blood flow, the loss of blood will be stopped. But in this disease, the blood clotting becomes very slow. That is, if a person bleeds due to any reason, a person suffering from hemophilia, if he or she bleeds due to any reason, the blood clotting will be very slow and they may lose more blood than usual. Then comes thalassemia. In thalassemia, the RBCs, the red blood cells, have defective hemoglobin. The cells are defective, the cells are not formed properly, they don't function properly, the size is improper, or let's just say in some cases the RBCs are not manufactured in the body at all. In this case, the child needs blood transfusion frequently. The child has to get their blood transfused regularly after certain periods of time. That is, they need new blood units to be injected in their body. Then comes cancer. Cancer is the uncontrolled division of cell that forms tumors-like outgrowth in the body. Basically, what happens is the cells of the body or certain part of the body starts dividing uncontrollably. This will cause a cluster or a clump to form of those defective cells which divided uncontrollably and which are not performing their functions properly. This cluster of these defective cells is called a tumor. Now, these tumors are of two types. First is non-malignant or benign tumors. These tumors do not spread in the body and they do not affect the body adversely. They can be removed from the body easily. Second is the malignant tumor, that is the cancerous tumor. Now, these cancerous tumors will spread, they will infect other cells, they might travel to other parts of the body through the blood or the lymph, and it is harmful for the body. Now, the cancer as a disease is not infectious. If someone has cancer, you are not going to get it from them, and it is not hereditary. If one of the parent or have this disease, it will not be passed on to the child. There are certain factors which promote the growth of cancer cells in the body. First is X-rays. The radiation coming from the X-rays machine are actually harmful for the human beings and can cause the growth of cancerous tumors in the body. So that is why we should not be taking more X-rays, or there is a limited number of X-ray which we can take during a year. Then comes ultraviolet rays or the sun rays. The harmful ultraviolet rays coming from the sun can cause cancer, skin cancer specifically in the body. Then comes tobacco chewing or smoking, excessive alcoholism, taking drugs. These things can cause cancer in the body. Other than that, some chemicals which we are exposed to, like in the industrial environment where people work, additive colors and preservatives which are used to preserve food and give color to the food. These are also have been found to cause cancer or facilitate the growth of the cancerous cells in the body. The cure for cancer is anti-cancerous drugs, chemotherapy where the medicine is injected into the body. Second is radiation therapy or radiotherapy. Here radiation the body part which is suffering from cancer, which has the cancer, is exposed to the radiations to kill off the cancerous cells. Now both chemotherapy and radiotherapy, they do kill the cancer cells, dissolve the tumors or destroy the tumors, but they also affect the healthy cells of the body. So these treatments do have negative effects, adverse health effects on the patient. Next is surgery. Basically the the cancerous cells, the tumor is removed surgically from the body. Then allergies. Allergy is hypersensitivity or unusual reaction of body to a foreign substance. The body might react in an unusual way or very sensitively to certain substances, certain foodstuffs, certain things which are inhaled along with the air, certain things which come in contact with the skin, etc. These could be food items, like some people are allergic to peanuts, some are allergic to cinnamon or other spices. It could be from some drugs or cosmetic products. The skin creams might react on the skin. They might cause dry patches or rashes or cause itchiness on the skin. Then perfumes, pollen, fungal spores. These smells or pollen or the fungal spores, when inhaled, cause blockages in the nasal cavity, the sinuses or the respiratory tract. The person might be allergic to them. Eggs and animal protein. Some people cannot consume animal products. The sensitivity or allergy to milk has also been recorded in some cases. Dust, ticks, mites. These are the things which are easily found in dirty places. So whenever the person comes in contact with ticks or mites or dust particles, when they inhale the dust particles especially, it might it might lead to reactions such as uncontrollable sneezing, blocked sinuses, etc. Animal hair. Some people are allergic to animal hair, so they have to keep away from animals. They are supposed to not keep any pets. Feathers as well. Then even metals like gold, silver, iron, etc. There is no treatment for allergy. If you are allergic to something, you cannot get treated. The only options are avoid the cause, the allergens at all cost. If you are allergic to something, avoid that thing. Second, if by mistake we have come in contact to these materials which we have some allergies against, then we should get treatment immediately. Next is diseases caused by pollution. Mostly air pollution causes several diseases in human beings, like bronchitis. It is caused by smoke and fly ash. Like for example, in the fields these days we are burning off the crop residues, and the fly ash can be seen easily on the roads and in our houses as well. That, if inhaled, causes bronchitis in some people. It is an allergic reaction. It causes inflammation of the alveoli or the air sacs of the lungs and makes it difficult to breathe. Silicosis caused by inhaling stone dust from quarries. Quarries are the mines where some mining activities are done to extract certain types of metals or stones or minerals from the earth. So the stone dust which is flown off by during drilling or explosions at these sites can cause silicosis in the lungs. Allergy, especially breathing allergy, caused by smog and gases like carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide. This is very common, and this is seen during the autumn season, mostly near Diwali, where we have smog in the atmosphere. The pollution levels are high. There is high concentration of these pollutant gases in the air, and what it causes allergic reactions in many people, like watering of the eyes, redness in the eyes, itchiness on the skin, breathing problems, etc. Now, prevention of non-communicable diseases. First, the diseases which are lifestyle diseases like heart diseases, diabetes or hypertension, these can be prevented by eating low fat and low salt food. There should be low fat in your diet and low salt or sodium in your diet. Doing moderate physical exercises or keeping fit, doing regular exercises, avoiding alcohol and smoking, also avoiding many unhygienic conditions which could be around you. Deficiency diseases can be prevented by deficiency diseases we know are caused by nutritional deficiencies when the body is not getting proper nutrients. Eating a balanced diet, eating healthy and fresh food and avoiding stale food. Not eating fruits and vegetables cut for long. The fruits and vegetables which have been cut for a long time, they have been exposed to air, they might be oxidized and their properties might have changed. So we should avoid eating them. For example, a slice of apple. If you cut an apple and leave it in the contact of the open air for some time, you notice that it becomes brownish in color. That is because of the oxidation. And such food should be avoided because it is causing loss of nutrients in the body. Also, it becomes harmful for the body in some cases. Avoiding overcooking. We should not cook food more than required, and cooking in open vessel. When we cook food in open vessel, that is when we do not cover the vessels while cooking food, then it will require more heat and more time to cook the food. The more the food is exposed to the heat, the more the nutrients, the vitamins, etc. in them will die or get destroyed. Allergies can be prevented by surrounding free from dust, mites, animal hair, etc. Basically, stay away from the agents that cause you any allergies. Pollution related diseases, especially air pollution, can be prevented by keeping the air free from dust and smoke. Also, we can avoid going to places which have high pollution levels. If it cannot be avoided, then we should make sure to have indoor plants, more greenery in the area in general. We could use air purifiers, and whenever we go outside, we should, especially if there is high pollution in the air, we should wear masks. Now please try doing checkpoint 2 and rest will continue tomorrow.